Hi, we're on Bringing on the Bus with Loose Shoes Band, Rick and Pam. They're going to tell you a little bit about how long they've been playing, what they love about it, anything.
All right. Well, I'm going to get it started because I was the first person to see Rick across the room. And we met 22 and plus years ago over guitars in a coffee house in Smyrna, Georgia. And I got to hear his voice for the first time, and every time he looked in my direction, I'd lean forward with a big smile. And eventually followed him to the coffee pot, and we got to talking at that time, and ended up in the days ahead getting together and started playing guitars with a bunch of other guys every Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah.
And eventually decided it was time to start taking it on the road. So it started out with Rick and another guy. My mama was sick with brain cancer. And so they got started, and I jumped in and threw my voice in there and some guitar, and we were like, oh my gosh. So we started.
What have we done?
Yeah, we started originally with our 3-piece and started playing different clubs and coffee houses and things. And then it grew. It just grew, like most things
like it
do.
Does.
Right.
Well, you hope that it's good.
Yeah, you hope.
If it's meant to be, it will.
One person at a time.
Right. So we started, we did all of the heavy marketing back in the day. It's been 22 years now. And just the gigs kept growing. We started adding band members. Went to a 4-piece. And today we have a 5-piece band as well. And we do a lot of duos. It's a crazy, busy, eclectic schedule. And we decided rather than being a blues band or a rock band or a jazz band, we're a huge everything band with over 300 songs to choose from. We even do a QR code so people can call it. Man, I'd love to hear this. So we do that too.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've got a couple CDs under Loose Shoes, and we're going to do some of the originals from those for you.
Okay.
We can do a cover as well if you like.
It's your show. Whatever you want.
Ooh.
Yeah, see there? All right, so we're going to start out with one of Rick's. Why don't you tell about it, babe?
Okay, so a lot of times it's easier to write sad songs, right? And I had written a bunch of sad songs. And I got this person, pretty much she saved my life. So I wanted to write something that kind of said the way that I feel when she's around me, said the way that I feel when she holds me, say the way that I feel when, when I think about her. So this song is called It's All Right. When I feel the touch of my woman, when I feel her hands on me, then I know there's no other woman that could set my spirit free. I love her every night, I love her every day. That's how it's gonna stay with me. And it's alright. When I see the love of my woman shining through her steel blue eyes, then I know there's no other woman it's alright. Winds of change, they come and go, but they don't mean a thing to me, and it's alright. When I feel the hands of my woman, when I feel her touch on me, then I know there's no other woman that could set my spirit free. And I love her every night, I love her every day. It's how it's gonna stay with me. And it's alright. I love her every night, I love her every day. It's how it's gonna stay with me. And it's alright. Hey mama, it's alright.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness. I have to say, this also just brings back so many great memories. Every time we do an original, it's
Right.
like,
Oh, I remember that time and that place. Like I remember
Right.
the first time I got that. And thank
Yes.
you for writing that for me.
I will tell you, our very first date,
Mhm.
our very first date, we'd been talking for a couple weeks. This man shows up on my doorstep with a guitar, has written a song for me.
Oh, he's showing out.
And I'm like, dude, you are so in. So loose shoes, oh yeah.
So this next song, I was married before I met Pam, and
Did you know?
I did very well. I was like, dude,
oh my God,
things are about to get better.
So yeah, we had a one of those passionate, volatile relationships.
They're
And-
good for songs. It's good
Yeah.
songwriting
Yeah,
material.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was having a hard time not getting involved with arguments.
Yes.
Right. So a friend of mine.
Not participating in
Right.
an argument.
Yeah.
Good job. That's perfect.
So a friend of mine said, I want you to try something, and he gave me something that I used, and it worked so wonderfully well that I wrote a song about it.
Okay.
So, here. All right. Got into an argument with my ex-wife. If I wasn't real careful, it could be a fight. I thought of all the things that my father said, compared to all the silly stuff running through my head. He said, don't worry, Ricky, it'll be alright. Just look her in the eye and say, you might be right. The first time that I tried it, it was such a shock. What could have been a fight turned into just a talk. A little bit of reason came into my head. I was glad I was alive instead of wishing I was dead. So now I just remember when I'm getting in a fight, instead of thinking you were wrong, I say you might be right. You might be right and I might be wrong. Who would I ever thought you'd find the answer in a song? So now I just remember when I'm getting in a fight, instead of thinking you were wrong, I say you might be right. You might be right and I might be wrong. Who'd ever thought you'd find the answer in a song? But now I just remember when I'm getting in a started fighting, said that thinking you were wrong. I say you might be right. Got into an argument with my ex-wife. If I wasn't real careful, it could be a fight. I thought of all the things that my father said, compared to all the silly stuff running through my head. He said, don't worry, Ricky, it'll be alright. Just look her in the eye and say you might be right. Look her in the eye and say you might be right. Look her in the eye and say you might be right. And it works to this day.
I'm
We use
sure.
it everywhere because it's like, how
Sure.
important is it really?
I'm sure,
It's hard,
right?
it's hard to argue with that, too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's hard to argue with it.
It's
What
just-
you did there.
Yeah, it's just watch your tone of voice, watch your facial expression. Otherwise, it's good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could go, yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. It doesn't work quite as well. Yeah.
Not the same concept
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, trust me.
It's a process.
All right, I'm going to do a sad song now. Okay.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
No.
All right.
So I spent some time working in drug and alcohol treatment, and yeah, it's a very rewarding thing to do, but it's also stressful. It's also heartbreaking. Right?
Caregiving.
And you know, I can't tell you how many times you know, somebody would leave treatment and a couple weeks later we'd hear that they're gone. Right? They decided that they could do it again and they were gone. And so we had a series of like 3 people that happened to, like in a very short period of time. There was people that I cared about, that I knew, and I thought they were doing okay, and then they weren't, and they were dead. And
I'm just gonna warn you, I cry like how Barbara Walters will have people in and make them cry. Like I will cry. But y'all just go on about your business because it's all good, I promise.
so what would happen is somebody would come into the office, and they would start something like this. You remember David Kay? I heard he OD'd and died today. All his friends thought he was doing well, but he was carrying things he wouldn't tell. How many times will we have to hear the same old stories end? How many people have to die still believing they can fly? Do you remember Molly Kay? Well, she left a child and a family. She told me she had found a better way, but she drank herself to death the other day. How many times will we have to hear the same old stories end? How many people have to die still believing they can fly? Still remember all the times they tried. I remember all the times they cried. Still remember that last cup of tea, the way they smiled at me. You remember David Kay? I heard he OD'd and died today.
Yeah. That's deep. but
Yeah.
it's a
But
lot of it out there.
It's gonna heal somebody. Somebody's gonna hear that and they're gonna get that same cold chill I just got,
Mm.
and it's gonna give them pause.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's we got a problem going on, and there's just the young people especially.
Yeah.
There's stuff out there they just don't know what they're getting, and it's
Mhm.
mostly fentanyl, and it's just killing them left and right, and it's just heartbreaking. Young people with so much promise, so much creativity and power, and
Yeah,
just
and
all
it's
of it
and
gone.
more often than not, it is the creative
Mhm.
people because their
Mhm.
minds are so busy. They're just running, and so they're trying to find that balance to tune a little bit of that out. So they're trying to like self medicate
Oh yeah.
and just to calm
That's how it starts.
their
and then,
mind.
Then it
And
just,
then it gets out of
then
control.
that becomes the problem, in addition to whatever they were self-medicating.
Right.
But good for you,
That's
because
heartbreaking.
this my biggest reason for doing this. I want to use music for the good. Like
Yeah.
I want to use music for the good, and Matt too. Like we want to use music for the good, and that's exactly what that is. And I write lyrics. I just write lyrics, but
Mhm.
I had to know that it's like I'm not broken anymore. So
Mhm.
either I'm gonna have to borrow somebody else's pain, or do I still have something to say? Because those sad songs are so much easier to write. When
Mhm.
you're broken, they just flow. Like I can't keep up with my pen.
Right.
But sometimes it doesn't have to be my pain. Like sometimes I can channel somebody else's pain and just.
I get it. It looks like we're gonna do a cover,
Okay.
a song by Stevie Nicks.
Okay. Oh.
I took my love and I took it down. I climbed the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in a snow-covered hill when the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the season of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. Well, time makes you bolder, even children get older. I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. Well, time makes you bolder, even children get older. I'm getting older too. Yes, I'm getting older too. Oh, take my love, take it down. Oh, climb the mountain and turn around. If you see my reflection in a snow-covered hill, the landslide will bring you down, down. If you see my reflection in a snow-covered hill, the landslide will bring you down. Yeah, yeah, the landslide will bring you down.
Beautiful.
Stevie Nicks. She is timeless and classic, and has the best wardrobe
right.
that I've ever seen. I would love if I could do
Oh
it.
my
boy.
goodness, the whole
Oh, I love all the drapes
the whole
and the.
gypsy thing.
Yeah,
But
she's
you're both
gorgeous.
super proficient guitar players. You said you met over guitars. Did you start playing really young or?
10
Wow.
10 years. My brother was killed when he was 15, and he had a guitar, and it was my way of getting close to Chucky. So,
Oh.
well, yeah, it was a tough year. We lost our 21-year-old brother 7 months later in Vietnam. So, music was always part. I started singing when I was 3, and I'm one of 8 children,
Oh wow.
and so music's always been part of our life. But when those tragedies were boom and boom, it became more of an outlet and a balm. So learning to play guitar was really important. We were already singing, but that was big. And Rick?
Yeah, I always sang, but I couldn't sing in front of people, and I couldn't sit still long enough to learn how to play the guitar. So it wasn't until somebody heard me sing. I don't know what if
Like
I was-
accidentally.
yeah, accident. I was really drunk or something, and he came to me later. He was like, "Dude, you need to learn how to play the guitar because you can sing.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to play." And so he gave me. We were in college together, and he lent me a guitar for like 3 years.
That's a long
gave me
term
a
thing.
gave me a Beatles songbook, and I just taught myself how to play. I was
Aw.
like 20, and so it's I wanted to be able to play and sing what I wanted to
Yeah.
whenever I wanted to, instead of depending on
Right.
Somebody.
the cassette tape or the radio or whatever.
Mhm.
Or today, Alexa's
Yeah,
backing track.
Yeah.
Did you say her name without?
I did.
Uh-oh.
Glad we're not home.
Somebody's
Don't call
gonna
her
play
out.
this, and Alexa's
Alexa,
gonna start
what?
talking to me.
Right.
I heard my name. Okay, so this next song is it's kind of a song about judging people's outsides by my insides.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
It's called Outside My Window. Yeah. Outside my window, stars shine at night. Outside my window, see the bright sunlight. Outside my window, everything's alright. On the outside, on the outside. People laughing, people sing. I say the love in everything. In my head's a hollow ring. On the outside, on the outside. Outside my window,
Outside my window,
people look happy. Outside my window,
outside my window,
as far as I can see. Outside my window,
outside my window,
you look better than me. On the outside, on the outside. I don't feel like others do. My head feels like a big balloon. I look at smiles that come too soon. On the outside, on the outside. Outside my window,
outside my window,
stars shine at night. Outside my window,
outside my window,
see the bright sunlight. Outside my window,
outside my window,
everything's alright. On the outside,
outside my window,
on the outside,
outside my window,
on the outside,
outside my window,
on the outside.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, don't judge others' outsides to my insides.
I love the metaphor, the window.
Mm.
It's like you're in your little space and everybody else is out there.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like living in that bubble,
Yep.
not
Yeah.
being disconnected. So it's nice today. I will say, nice today. We are fully connected in all ways you can imagine. I mean, everywhere, not just with each other,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
really nice. And music really is the thing.
It is.
I often refer to it as our joy maker.
Yes.
And I don't mean just joy maker for our audiences. I'm talking about our hearts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We'll be like, our hearts are leaking out of our pores by
Yeah.
the end of shows.
Yeah.
And it's a really
It's
cool
that
experience.
whole-
You know.
I just got the best opportunity I got to see. This is my favorite band right now. Like, it's Red Clay Strays.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see them at a private show at Camp
Oh, cool.
Aska,
Oh,
which
cool.
is a special needs
Yes.
camp in Alabama. And a friend of mine is a friend of the person at the camp, whatever. And she took me along with her, and that was the most beautiful thing
Oh.
ever. Because they were just like, they all were just dancing and singing. And it was back and forth. It was between the band, because it's always that way. It's
Sure,
there's
sure.
always a back and forth between
Absolutely.
the band and the
Mhm,
audience.
mhm.
And whatever you give them, they will give you. And it just, but this was like nothing else. I had
It's beautiful.
Blood Moon Eclipse over Red Rocks with
Mm.
Turnpike Troubadours. Like that was amazing. But this hit me in a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
different spot because it was just
Nice.
so pure and beautiful.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how I feel going in. If I feel not
Mhm.
good,
Oh, yep,
if I feel.
yep. All you gotta do
But
is
once we
start.
start, it's
All
like.
you gotta do is
oh,
start, and that's the hardest part.
Yeah, I remember why I love this.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel better now.
All right, so this next one, this was when my younger son was like 16 years old, 15, 16. He got his heart broken by this girl that he really loved, and so I thought about it, and it's something that happens to all of us, you know. Most of us anyway, is that at some point we get our heart broken, right? So I wrote this song for him, and it became more about me and
Okay.
yeah, but it was still about him.
But you borrowed his pain.
Yeah. So you promised me as I looked into your eyes that you would never break my heart. You promised me there would be no other guys, and you had loved me from the start. But times have changed, I see you walking down the street with your arms around another man. You look into his eyes to whisper something sweet, but I know you never can, 'cause you promised me.
You promised me.
You promised me. You promised me, and I believed you when you said that you would stay right by my side. Now I look around and all my love is dead. I find I have no place to hide. The times have changed, I see you walking down the street with your arms around another man. You look into his eyes to whisper something sweet, but I know you never can, 'cause you promised me.
You promised me.
You promised me. I found that I could really love you I didn't know before. Even though our love is over, I know I can love someone more. She promised me.
You promised me.
You promised me. You promised me as you looked into my eyes that you would never break my heart. Yeah, you promised me.
You promised me.
You promised me.
Wow.
Heartbreak.
But I left that line in there how it just went to the good, because like even though we're over, like I
Yeah.
can love more
Well,
now.
what had happened was my dad, when I started thinking about this process, right? My dad found me crying in my living room, right? Because this girl she'd actually walked down the street in front of my house, knowing I was there, with holding hands.
Like
Up in your
uh,
face.
yeah.
You-
Skipping down the street
Yeah.
with her new
right
boyfriend.
in front of me. And so I'm crying in my living room. My dad, who was a professional hockey player, big, he was way bigger than me, mean, angry, Irish fighter.
Awesome.
That's what he did. He was, he protected the goal scorers. That was his job. And he was, he was a tough guy. And so he came in. He was like, what is going on? What's the matter? Why? And so I told him, and he said something really kind of, I'm not going to repeat here, but. And then he said, look, Rick, he said, the fact that you can love this girl, the fact that you could love this girl means that you have the capacity to love, and you'll be able to love somebody else.
Even better the next time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right. Did I get over it immediately? Hell no. but
No,
but I
it's-
remember
it's a-
that.
It's a process. And
Yeah, I
it's
remember that
chapters,
40 years later.
you know?
So
Yeah. And it's, I
Actually,
say that
50 years
talking about like mental health, where like everybody needs a release, whatever your release may be. Maybe hockey, maybe writing, maybe playing, maybe singing, maybe kickboxing, whatever. Everybody needs some form of release. But when it's art, whether visual art, music, like then it turns like into this whole beautiful thing.
yeah, it's
Your release turns into something beautiful.
How about Amy Stottenfeld?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
Are you good? Let's start over.
I am an old woman named after my mother. Oh man, it's another child is gone. The dreams of thunder, lightning was desire. This old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel, rise from a gun rail. Make me a poster of another Leo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. Believe in this living disaster, I made it go. angel who flies from the gun. Make me a poster of another radio. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Believe this feeling just the highway to go. It's flat in the kitchen, I can hear them there buzzing, and I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell did a person go to work in the morning and come home in the evening, having nothing to say? Make me an angel who flies from the country. Make me a poster of another radio. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. Believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Believe in this living is a hard way to go. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's just a hard way to go. Yeah, yeah.
Now y'all just showing out.
Girl. Actually, that was Bonnie Raitt's influence showing
Yes,
out. Who
that's the
I
first
adore.
song I ever did on stage.
Oh.
That's the first song I ever did. So
I
it was
love her. I started
But-
following her when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
And let's just say, she just turned 80. It's been a while.
like,
She's awesome still to this day.
Yeah.
Great talent. Her guitar playing
yeah.
blows me away with her
I
slide.
mean, like John Prine, like his writing, but Bonnie Raitt's version.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
love it.
I have a whole playlist called Cover Better Than Original.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's very
yeah.
cool. What you want to do, baby?
I'm gonna do.
What you want?
So, so this song started out as kind of a song about a friend of mine who was a friend of ours who was always kind of lonely, kind of on the outside,
Perpetually.
looking in and mad at everybody in the world because he was lonely.
Yeah.
Right. And then it ended up at the end being about me and Pam anyway.
I'm okay with that.
Twist.
It's like,
It's a
dude,
twist.
come on back home to mama.
There you go.
Two lonely people walking down the road today. They don't say nothing or hear what the others say. They see the other people laughing, having fun. The fear within them only makes them wanna run. The lonely people feel that others are to blame. They live alone and watch the world like it's a game, and they're in pain, and it's the same thing every day. Two lonely people, two lonely people in two starry skies. They sit and wonder whether they should live or die. Why are we here and should we stay here anymore? Is there a God, and if there is, what's he good for? Two lonely people feel that others are to blame. They live alone and watch the world like it's a game, and they're in pain, and it's the same thing every day. Two lonely people, lonely people, lonely people. Two lonely people stare into each other's eyes. They feel attraction cutting through all of the lies. They thank the Lord and look to heaven up above. They were alone, but now their lives are filled with love. The lonely people know that love is not a game. They are together, life will never be the same. Their love's a flame, and it burns brighter every day. Lonely people, lonely people, lonely people.
Yeah. Not lonely anymore, baby.
Love it. I love how like I was kind of missing in the misery part, and then
Right?
and then there's
It's kind of like
but God.
it's
But
it's the God thing, and it's that opening up
Mhm.
and becoming
Yeah.
conscious and connected
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Connection's a big dadgum deal.
A big daggone
Big
deal.
dag-
Can you
Listen,
tell I grew up in a
listen,
town of 800 in Pikeville, Tennessee?
I open my mouth and cornbread comes out. So
There you go.
everybody at home
There you
here.
go.
Right
Listen,
at
man, I love my roots.
That's right. At one point, I thought I was supposed to change it and speak differently, and like, you.
Well, I have to admit, you know, I actually was an educator at Georgia State for 18 years.
Mhm.
And so enunciating, and also my
Yes.
profession, enunciating is huge. So I did have to get a little ways past my triple syllabic expressions.
Yes,
You know,
but then
to be
sometimes it
clear.
just kind of creeps back out
Yeah.
your mouth,
Yeah.
don't it?
Oh, easy. Oh my
in,
gosh.
In certain company.
Right? I love it. I love
Like
it.
tits on a bower hog.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sayings. First time I ever said that in front of our younger boy, who was 11 when I inherited him, he was like, "What?
What?
What are
What
tits on a
did you
boar hog?"
say?
He's from Ohio, so he was like, "I've never
I don't
seen a
know.
boar."
I don't know what that is.
Anyway,
Sounds
he knows
odd.
now.
Yeah.
I knew he'd accepted me as his other mom the day that he said that in response to something I said.
Yes.
He said, "That sounds like tits on a boar hog, Pam." And I'm like, "You're
That's
in
my
now,
boy.
honey."
That's my boy.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
You want to do a Jack Johnson, or do you want to do a? I made my great suggestion, or would you like to do an oldie like Southern Cross, or? Cause I'd love to do another little cover. So this is a Jack Johnson song, and it's cool. I love it too.
It's as simple as something that nobody knows. That her eyes are as big as her bubbly toes. Feet are the queen of the hearts of the cards. Feet are infested with tar balls and scars. It's as common as something that nobody knows. That her beauty will follow wherever she goes. Up the hill in the back of her house in the woods. Love me forever, I know she would. You remember when you and me, ooh, how it used to be, just good friends, wouldn't give me none, but all I wanted was some.
Oh yeah.
She got a whole lot of reasons, she can't think of a single one that could justify it. He got nothing but he thinks he got so many problems, he got too much time to waste. Dreams are like commercials, but her dreams are picture perfect, and dreams are so related, but they're often underestimated. Simply something that nobody knows, that her eyes are as big as her bubbly toes. Be the queen of the house of the cards, feeling festive with tie balls, and la la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da.
Ooh, yeah.
DLG when this little girl came in. She sat next to me. Never seen nobody move the way she did, but she did and she doesn't. She'll do it again. When you move like a jellyfish, rhythm don't mean nothing. You go with the flow, you don't stop. Move like a jellyfish, rhythm mean nothing. You go with the flow, you don't stop. Yeah. It's coming to something that nobody knows. That a beauty will follow wherever she goes. Up the hill in the back of the house in the woods. Love me for all I know that. She la da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. If you would only listen, you might just realize what you're missing. You're missing me. If you would only listen, you might just realize what you're missing. You're missing me. It's a secret of something that nobody knows. When her eyes are as big as her bubbly toes. Feel the queen of the house of the cards. Feeling infested with time hearts. And la da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da.
Oh my God, Jack Johnson songs are
Like,
cool.
yeah.
Cool. Well, there's so many bazillions of cool songs.
I just thought it was cool. Like y'all have 300 songs to pick from, and he gets like 2 notes in, and you're like, oh yeah. I know.
Well,
Y'all
we've
been
done
doing
this
this
a
a
time or
minute.
two.
You've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah. Our very first date was a 5-hour date to Tybee Island. And for 5 hours to and 5 hours from, Rick and I sang.
Sang in the car.
Yeah, and because we're the same age. Well, okay, I'm 8 months older. But we know the same genre and of all kinds.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it
Yeah.
was great. Because it was like, oh yeah.
You're just hooked.
So we just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forever.
You got in a car and drove 5 hours on your first date?
Out of town date. In town date was he came to the house with the guitar and played me a song he wrote.
Okay.
And we went to the park.
So then
and
after
walked and
that,
had
she
dinner.
trusted him enough.
Well, yeah, because he had a flight out to Cleveland
I'm not even
from
worried
my
about
house.
trusting them enough. Just spending 10 hours with another person.
I got a pretty smile.
You
Yes,
have
he
to be
does.
real pretty for this. Video with you.
She's off camera, y'all, but this is my friend Aspen, and we love her.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, so this next song it's about. Yeah, I've got a number of songs that are about being alone.
Yeah, let's do something else.
No, how you doing?
Because you ain't alone anymore,
I
babe.
know. This is what.
But somebody
this is. What it
is.
was,
Yeah, somebody is.
This is what it was like for a lot of people I know, and including myself for a while.
Okay.
Pulling to the bar again and hope fills up my eyes. I hope that I can find someone to laugh with and tell lies. I order up a drink and then I look around the room. Maybe I can talk to her, but wait, it's much too soon. Another night alone in a crowd. I thought that I could find someone, but the music's way too loud. I'm afraid of all the people, but I pretend I'm just too proud. Another night alone in a crowd. Now it's getting late and I'm too drunk to see if anyone is out there that could spend some time with me. I feel so alone, and that's how I'm gonna stay. Get one for the road so I can face another day. Another night alone in a crowd. crowd. Thought that I could find someone, but the music's way too loud. I'm afraid of all the people, but I pretend I'm just too proud. Another night alone in the crowd. I thought that I could make it on my own. I thought that I would find someone. I thought that I could really be okay. Now I can't make it through the day. Another night alone in a crowd. Thought that I could find someone, but the music's way too loud. I'm afraid of all the people, but I pretend I'm just too proud. Another night alone in a crowd. Another night alone in a crowd.
Wow.
Yeah, that is, we play a lot of clubs, obviously, as well, and it's, he be right.
Yeah, no.
And it's kind of like really sad.
It is, but like there's something I had just said the other day, maybe like 6-7 years ago, I made the statement, it's so much worse to be alone in a room with someone or more that you love than alone by yourself. Like it's a whole different thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's most of the time that's on you. Like you gotta just
Oh yeah.
Right?
climb out of that box.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I always say God didn't put F's on people's foreheads to mean friends, that is, by the way. To anybody, especially you, to get confused. But anyway, so we have to reach out,
Yeah.
you know?
I've known a lot of people with F's on their foreheads.
Either or, yeah. Oh, goodness.
That's a whole different song. That's
I think that's called The Girls Always Get Prettier at Closing Time.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was a big hit when I used to play in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Nashville.
So you guys toured for a long time?
Say
I
what?
said you all toured for a long time.
Well, I mean, we've been playing for 22 years. We've played all over the country
And world.
you know, I mean, it's weird because we just take our guitars with us wherever we go, and we just kind of fall into stuff.
Yeah, it
So-
just
really
happens.
cool.
It's like that's what we say about the bus. Like if you build it, they will come.
Yeah,
like as long
absolutely.
as you're putting in a little bit of effort and you're loving it,
Mm-hmm.
it'll just kind of fall in place like it's supposed to.
It does.
Like-
It's really crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
we were playing in New Zealand in
Wow.
April, and we were playing in 3 different towns in Italy, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's really cool how things really do just, again, music opens up a lot of things. We were at a pizza making event for 5 Villas, and the owners were there. This is on Monday, the first week of June. The owners were there, and Rick was talking to them going, they seem familiar. And I walked up and said, hi, Leona and Jack, I'm Pam. And they went, Lou's Shoes? We're in Monciano,
What?
Italy. We're
What?
in Monciano, Italy in a villa. And it's like, or outside. And we were like,
Yes.
really? And yeah, that's
Seriously?
us. And we had ended up,
Wow.
we had played a private party for them during the holidays 6 years before. But, we played so much.
Yeah.
We don't remember. And, they had since moved and had, were doing their villas and all that. And so we ended up playing that party, which was really cool because, yes, we happen to have our guitars. What can I say?
There you
So,
go.
yeah, it's really fun.
All right.
Anyway, may have time for one. I mean, I know we got time for one more, but
One more? What do you want to do?
Just a song?
Oh yeah. Okay.
just a
Okay, we'll do a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young because it's a kind of a perfect sentiment for this. And thank you
Thank
before
you.
we go for
Thank
having
you,
us.
thank you. And
Oh,
you have to sound the best.
We will definitely do that.
it's an honor to sign the book. Just a song before I go, to whom it may concern. Traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned. When the shows were over, we had to get back home. When we opened up the door, I had to be alone. She helped me with my suitcase, she stands before my eyes, driving me to the airport, into the friendly skies. Going through security, she held me for so long. She finally looked at me in love, and she was gone. Just a song before I go, a lesson to be learned. Traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thanks from the Loose Shoes. Hope people out there in YouTube land come to see us often, and just
At least
look for
once.
us. Look for us on Facebook. We have a website, loose-shoes.com, and we're on Instagram and Twitter. We're all over
All
the
that good
place.
stuff.
Come see us, man, and we're all over.
One more question I just thought of. Where'd the name come from?
Well, we started out as we were called FMR,
We can't say that on.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Okay.
and it
Yeah,
was,
you're Southern.
It was a saying that Pam used to say, and it's "F me running,"
Uh-huh.
right? And so we were constantly having to explain the name, right? And we would say, "Oh, it's Feel My Rage," or
Just
you know.
make it.
We
Just
lie.
make it something
We lie.
different every
We had to
time.
lie all the time.
Just keep
It's
it
crazy.
going.
So we thought, okay, that's not going to work. And then we were Loose Change, and then we were Loose Screws. And
Rad.
the first big show that we had, our bass player showed up with these big floppy boots on. It was supposed to be a real nice show with
Right?
dressed up.
We're all preppied out.
Uh-huh.
and
Here's
he
Niall.
shows up in these big floppy boots, and it's like, okay, we're not Loose Screws, we're Loose
Loose
Shoes.
Shoes.
And it's never
And
changed.
it was born.
Yes, it and it fits. It really fits
Yeah.
because our music, we're all the way from edgy and
Yeah.
crazy
Your
and
range is from
screamers
here
to
here. Yeah.
laid back and we did America the Beautiful last night with 3-part harmony a cappella. Oh my God, it was like I'm tearing up. It's so beautiful.
Love when
So,
that happens.
yeah, it's just like
Well,
it's
so
all over the board.
Everybody stood up.
Oh my gosh.
I had to take when everybody stood up. I had to take
Of
my hat off. It was like-
Wow.
But it's so nice to be able to explore and
Yeah.
delve into
Just
all different genres
fun.
of music
Little
and
nooks
styles and
crannies
decades, and
Yeah.
so yeah, we're all over the place.
It's like the branches of a tree. Like you can
It
go
is.
Absolutely, I like
in
that.
all these different directions.
Mhm. Yeah, we've got the deep roots.
Yeah.
Ooh.
However, we've got.
Oh, wait.
branches
Is there a
everywhere.
song here?
Yeah.
Is there a
it
song
might be.
here?
We might have to go write some after this. Yes.
Love it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
It's
for
a
having us.
pleasure.